What's up everybody? In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at the Captain Cardinal, the new Black Series Galaxy's Edge figure that you can find at Target. We also got some really cool updates for you. Stay tuned. What's up everybody and welcome back to Pop Empire. Happy to have you here as usual. Now before we get into the Captain Cardinal, we did want to give you those updates, and those updates have to do with the new HasLab project from Hasbro, the Razor Crest, of course, from the Mandalorian, the ship. And there was 2 unlockable tiers that were available depending on the amount of backers and things like that. The first tier has recently been hit, which is 8,000 backers. That is over 8,000 now. And what that is, it's actually an additional escape pod that'll be added to the top of the Razor Crest. And what's cool about this is it may or may not be a spoiler alert. Not too sure. Don't remember that from season 1. So we'll see if this shows up in season 2 at all. So that should be pretty interesting, but cool nonetheless.
And just this morning, as we're recording this actually, we found out the second tier that was actually unlocked, and that will be available once it hits 10,000 backers. And the item is actually going to be a Baby Yoda vintage collection figure. This looks really cool. Very, very tiny to scale up with the vintage collection figures. However, it does come with his pod. What's really cool about the pod is it looks like it opens and closes, and there's some detail on the inside of the pod as well. So this figure and the card look really awesome. This will become available once it hits 10,000 backers, which I don't think they will have any problem getting to. So definitely another cool addition to look out for once we get this Razor Crest next year.
And I thought it was interesting that these figures are going to be carded. I guess I'm not shocked by it, but at the same time, yikes, because you're not really just going to go out to the Target and find another figure, I'm assuming? I don't know. Did they say that it was exclusive to the HasLab project?
Yeah, when the barge came out and that had the yak face carded, that was exclusive to the set, so I'm assuming that these will be exclusive.
That's actually interesting, because now comes the debate for those like me who like to unbox their figures. You can't unbox those, but they go with the set. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Good stuff. Either way, can't wait for it. Also, before we get into the Captain Cardinal, we did want to point out again, we are doing a giveaway. Giving away this right here. It is, of course, the Mission Fleet Mandalorian. Comes with a Baby Yoda, comes with the Baby Yoda pod, comes with a speeder bike, comes with a jetpack, because it's Beskar Armor Mandalorian. For those of you that maybe aren't gonna have the chance to get the HasLab project, you can get the Baby Yoda with the pod this way. So just a heads up. But into our giveaway, I'm gonna link that at the end of the video. There's also a link down in the description to go watch that video, learn how to enter. This could be yours. So now let's go ahead and hop into Captain Cardinal. All right, so what's interesting about this figure is, like I said, obviously Captain Cardinal, but you don't see him at Galaxy's Edge. You just don't see him. He doesn't exist there. He's nowhere to be found. But then, just recently, I picked up this book. It is the Black Spire book, of course, the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge book. It kind of gives you all the backstory, kind of tells you like the story of, you know, Mattie and like her dealings with having to go to Batuu and to the Black Spire outpost. Now, I haven't gotten that far into the book yet. However, this guy right here shows up in the very first chapter. I'm actually only like 2 chapters in right now, but still. He shows up in the first chapter. You actually learn quite a bit about him right away. He actually now goes by the name Archx. Now, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know this information, maybe skip ahead a little bit. This is information straight from the book though, so if you want to read the book, go check it out. But he actually goes by the name Archx now. He was originally obviously First Order. He had a rivalry with Captain Phasma, and they battled, and Phasma whooped him. Absolutely whooped him. Mattie actually saved him, and so on and so forth. And there's more to that, but it's just more details and things like that. Long story short, he ends up with the Resistance, and he is kind of nursed back to health by the Resistance and is set off to go on a mission with Mattie, and that's pretty much where I'm at this point. So interesting stuff. So that's who he is, and I was happy to learn that, because when this was announced, I was like, who the heck's that guy? Been to Galaxy's Edge many times, never seen him, never heard of him, so it was pretty cool. Now, before we actually slide him out of the box, let's take a closer look at the box. And of course, there he is, got that Galaxy's Edge emblem there, which is fantastic. Of course, he's bright red there, like a Cardinal, so that's, you know, obviously Captain Cardinal, all that good stuff. And the back there, good times. Got the First Order logo down there. And this box is absolutely thrashed. It's squished in lots of different ways. Matter of fact, I've been finding a lot like this lately. So finally just went ahead and picked it up. Actually saw a bunch of Mountain Troopers the other day. Again, all the boxes were pretty much destroyed, but there was a lot of them. So I don't know, there's even some Hondos, like a whole, like at least 10 Hondos sitting there. But But again, all the boxes were destroyed. But I like to unbox them anyway, so let's get them out. And first off, we have his first blaster anyway. Has a nice scope there on top. Pretty awesome looking blaster if you ask me. And here's the tiny little pistol blaster. This thing is very small. But yeah, it's a cool looking blaster though. I love the colors. The black and the red look really cool. And here's our Captain Cardinal up close personal. I mean, obviously it just looks a lot like a First Order Stormtrooper. But this thing is really cool. There is a ton of details in here. Just the little black marks in between and everything. The armor actually just looks really great. It's a really awesome looking figure, and what I didn't even realize is that it has a soft goods cloth cape. I don't know, to me that's the difference maker here. This thing is really cool. I mean, I do love the red and the black. I think that just looks really great, but this cape just does it for me. It gives it that natural kind of flow and feel to it. I don't know, I really like it. And then of course the general articulation check. We got the shoulder here. You got the elbow kind of twists, and it also bends, hand twists, and we'll get a blaster in his hand here in a moment. And then of course all the other details here. We got the hip, goes all kinds of directions. Of course the knee, which is actually kind of stiff, but that's all right. And then the foot, which has some little kind of pop and lock feel to it, so that will help with posability, I assume. Yeah, I'd say all in all, this is a pretty fantastic figure, one that will definitely look good with the collection. And it's also just kind of an interesting cape how there's actually this kind of seam here on the side that makes it kind of go over to this side, which makes sense because it actually has a silver stripe, but it's not on the other side. So yeah, I don't know, pretty cool. Let's actually go ahead and get a blaster. And what's cool about that blaster, actually, he does have the finger sticking out, so you can actually go put it in the trigger hole right there. However, it kind of sits in there a little bit weird, so you kind of got to finagle it there. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, like I said, all in all, I think it's a pretty cool figure. If you still see it out at your Target, I'd say go ahead and pick it up. Also, like I said, keep an eye out, because at the Target up here, there's been a lot. Like the last time we were there was a good 10 Mountain Troopers, maybe 10 Hondos, but again, all the boxes were just jacked. So I don't know, kind of wishing I would have got the Mountain Trooper. Maybe next time. Good stuff.
I did just want to point out, for those that have been to Galaxy's Edge, either at Disneyland or Disney World, when are we ever going to see some of these characters? I think it would be really cool to actually see, you know, like Captain Cardinal walking through. We know that Hondo is there. However, we just see him, you know, in the ride. It would be really cool to see him out walking around. But if you are someone that has been to Galaxy's Edge, maybe leave a comment down below. Let us know who you'd like to see in Galaxy's Edge. I, for one, would love to see Captain Cardinal. Just a very cool looking just outfit and the armor and everything. And yeah, let us know.
And Hondo, I believe, would be possible. I mean, he was actually there for the grand openings of both parks. There was an actual Hondo character, walk around character, so it could happen. To watch a video that YouTube suggests for you, click that video over there to the left. Watch our last video, it's right over there to the right. We'd also love it if you'd subscribe, and to do that, please click that link up above our heads. That would be really cool. We'll see you in the next video. Peace, guys.
See ya.